Hello YouTube and the Tribe of the Horror Realm. This is just a quick recap of some of the wonderful things we brought back from our most recent convention, Monster Mania 21 in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Um, as I said, most of that weekend, you can forget the groundhog popping up and telling you that winter's over. When you get your first March Monster Mania, then you know that convention season's upon us and it's going to start warming right up. Now, Teresa, we've done a lot of conventions, but this was really an extra special one.
This was fantastic.
Reason being, we do enjoy going together to them, but we were able to share with a group of special people. Some fellow YouTubers met us down there, and we were able to spend the weekend with them. Of course, I'm speaking about Tim, 410 Goodfellas, Mark, 13 the Bear, and Will, along with his girlfriend Jess, WVV 5000. We had the pleasure of actually doing the last Monster Mania with Tim, and it was really enjoyable. But it just went to the next level, and it was great to finally meet Mark in person, as well as Will. And I don't know, I can't tell you how great it was to spend the weekend with you guys. Thank you very much. If you guys haven't seen their channel at all, the links are right down below. Go subscribe to them. Great guys, and really knowledgeable, and really fun to be with. I can't wait to do future conventions with these guys. And any of the YouTubers, if you're interested in meeting up at one of these things, more the merrier.
Yeah, definitely.
So I will have a slideshow presentation of kind of recapping how some of the guests and little snippets of information that we got from them, and this and that. But we just wanted to run down some of the items that we had acquired at the convention. First thing we have here is we got to meet Anders Hove, who plays Radu in the Full Moon subspecies. It was a real treat because Anders doesn't get out that much because he lives in Denmark. So when we were told that last year that he would have a little block of time free, and that they were going to try to bring him in for this convention, it was great, because if you haven't seen the subspecies series, you're missing something really, really special. Full Moon does a great job, and subspecies, along with a few other titles that they have, really are excellent, excellent films. And so Teresa picked out a photo that she particularly liked. Great shot of Anders as Radu with the long, sinister fingers and all. It's a great piece that we had. We were also able to meet Don Shanks, who played Michael Myers in Halloween 5. He was also Santa Claus in Silent Night, Deadly Night. Not to mention Nicole from Life of Grizzly Adams. It was a great chance to meet Don. He's in tremendous, tremendous condition, and smile on his face the whole weekend. So we already had Danielle Harris on here, so we added Dawn to the piece, and hopefully we'll be adding more to the Halloween 5 piece. What have you got, hon?
Okay, we got to meet David Krause, who was actually known most likely for Dark Vader. But we got a different piece, which is called Frankenstein and
Monster from Hell.
Monster from Hell.
As we block Teresa, we'll fold this right back up again.
It was very great to meet him. It was, I mean, an iconic legend, of course. A lot of people got a lot more of Star Wars side more than his other work. He was very excited that we had that original original poster from Frankenstein and the Monster of Hell, which is one of the favorite movies that he filmed, that he was in, actually. And we also got a little picture of him with the lightsaber, which was personalized to my two nephews, Mikey and Jakey, because they love Star Wars, so I thought I'd get them a little something. We actually got to meet Lou David, who was Cropsy in The Burning. He was such a joy to meet. It was his first convention, and he was having such a great time. And then on Saturday morning, we found out that he fell and he broke his hip, or fractured his hip.
Yep.
And he had to be taken to the hospital.
But apparently he will be back at the August Monster Mania to continue to meet his fans. It was his first convention, and he was really absolutely over the moon seeing these people come out and how much his film meant to him. And so there's of course our friends like Tim and Mark. That was the main thing. They beelined right towards him just to get him, and I'm sure he was really humbled to find out that he was like one of the star attractions. And we wish him a speedy recovery, and hopefully see him at the next Monster Mania.
He's very, very nice.
Now, I said we'll talk about more when we do the slideshow presentation. Probably can't fold this all out, but I'll just do three-quarters of it. This is an original one sheet from the Funhouse, which is a fantastic 80s monster film. And I'm going to fold it down here to show you. It's signed right on here by Miles Chapin, who played Richie. Miles actually got to see our Friday the 13th Death poster, and he loved the concept and all, so he actually signed it with how he was killed, which is first hanged, and then when his body came around, he got an axe in the head. And throughout the whole weekend, we got to chat with Miles a number of times, and he was a great guy. And the funny thing is, we absolutely never even talked about like film and stuff.
Yeah.
He summered in where we lived, just south of us, so it was a lot about local stuff and food and the ecology and almost everything. We really hit it off, and we're going to stay in touch with each other, and hopefully when he gets some free time in the summer and comes down to our neck of the woods, we'll be able to meet up again. Miles was fantastic. What a great, great guy.
If you ever get a chance to meet him, I highly recommend him to go see him. He's just the nicest guy. Just so sweet.
And you didn't get it signed, but when we usually budget things, and sometimes some things take a back seat, but Teresa decided to pick this up.
The Walking Dead.
Gotta put down.
The Walking Dead. We didn't get it signed, but we figured we'd purchase a photo so we can start a Walking Dead collection with signatures, and we'll start doing that as soon as we can.
We were also pleased to meet a legend, and gotta be careful. We got to meet Gunnar Hansen, who surprisingly in all the conventions I've really never met him, even though he thought he recognized me.
Yeah.
But we had a great conversation with him. Really funny guy. Had him sign this chainsaw bar, and we'll do a little doctoring, get rid of that Power Care logo, maybe put a Texas Chainsaw one in there, and hopefully add future leather faces to it. But it was great to meet Gunnar Hansen finally, so nice addition to the collection.
We actually started a new poster Nightmare on Elm Street collection. It's just a standard poster of Freddy and his shadow. And we got 2 signatures. We actually got Tuesday night, which was the first East Coast convention. Down there. And we also got
Joe Whip.
Joe Whip, who was the sheriff in the first Nightmare on Elm Street. Sergeant.
Yeah, it was Joe's first convention as well, so it was really, he was a real nice guy to meet and talk with. So, and Tuesday, what can you say? She's gorgeous, talented, and she is terrified of flying. So she came out via the old-fashioned train. Took her 3 days cross country to get here. Accompanied by her mother, who was not too thrilled with the train ride and swears she will now fly the rest of the way. But here's a person who says, you know what, if you really want to meet me, come closer to where I'm located. But she didn't. She wanted to do something for East Coast fans, so she put herself through a long, tiring trip. And for that, we thank her very much. A few more things we got. This was also the very first Blair Witch Project reunion. They haven't done one ever. They were finally able to piece together all 3 people from the Blair Witch to come in here, and surprisingly, it really wasn't that big of a deal. It was not as mobbed as you would think for them. Now, I understand there's a lot of people that do not like this film, but there's also just as many that do like it. And I thought that it would have brought a lot more people out for it. And but you know what? It was still a great chance to meet them. I actually had the pleasure of meeting Mike Williams a number of years ago, but Josh Leonard and Heather Donahue, their Q&A was fantastic. It was a treat to meet them. We actually decided to go a little smaller. We have an 8 by 10 that we signed by all 3, and I'm going to get a few more Blair Witch artifacts to put together and try to create a nice tribute piece for this, because it's something that you may not see anytime soon ever again. So it was a great opportunity to be a part of something really special, which I thought that really was. Yeah, it's not. We don't have it up. It's back up on the wall, but of course, Friday the 13th alumni poster. We added 2 more to the right, or basically probably to your left, right by the eye. Laurie Campbell, Freddy vs. Jason. I survived. I always do. Monica Keena. So we were able to add another final girl to the top of the poster. And for those that were not as fortunate, south of the border, we added the lovely Diana Barros. She played Maddie in Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood, and for her death, she wrote sickle after chase to throat. Alright, grammatically, it's not quite a real sentence, but she can get away with it. She was great. Just as much interested in meeting and learning more about her fans and what they do and where they come from as we are to meet her. So it was really a pleasure to meet Diana. She spends a lot of time out of the country, so this was a rare opportunity as well. And this is the thing with this convention is, you had people that don't spend a lot of time in the country, like Diana and Anders Hove. You had once in a lifetime reunion of like the Blair Witch, and you had first timers like Miles Chapin, Lou David, and Joe Whip at this convention, and that was really something special. Oh, and one other thing that we actually got was we got to meet Cassie Wesley DePavia, who was, I guess, a soap actress, but she also was in Evil Dead, and she played the role of Bobby Joe. Very beautiful woman, very tall, and really sweet woman. We got to chat with her for a while, and we were told that we have the honor of having the coolest item she has ever signed. And of course, if you know what happens to her in Evil Dead 2, then this will make all the sense in the world. But here it is, the eyeball signed by Cassie Wesley, Bobby Joe, in all of its blue tendril pleasure. And she loved it. She took pictures with it so she could put on her website and pose with it, going into the mouth. So that was pretty much it for what we grabbed at the convention, and we're looking forward to more coming up. Of course, the big thing going on right now is that the cat is out of the bag, per se, a little bit. The holy grail of horror icons. Jamie Lee Curtis will be doing a horror convention in 2012. Now, where that location is, guess nobody really knows yet.
No, not yet.
It's probably going to be on the East Coast, which is kind of a no-brain thing because West Coast conventions, unfortunately, then for some reason just don't do all that well. I mean, Fangoria pulled their convention and canceled it on the West Coast. It seems, but the East Coast scene seems to be doing really well with them. So it's probably going to be an East Coast thing. It's going to be up probably around in November, and you could probably guess, based on the conventions, who the major players will be, and eventually there'll be an announcement. So we're both looking forward to getting a chance to meet Jamie Lee Curtis. That is a no-brainer for us. It's kind of going to be our, to put it in your terms, it's like our Bethlehem. We're going to make that journey to see her wherever it is.
But the nice thing is that she's doing it for charity.
Yep. Apparently that was her. The overwhelming deciding factor was realizing how much, because she doesn't really sign horror memorabilia, that to do this she could really make an impact for charity, and supposedly all proceeds will be donated to a charity. So everyone that's interested, pinch your pennies and save them, because they're going to go to a good cause. We thank, we call him Santa Clark for being able to convince Jamie Lee to do it. We've had a lot of great things happen in the past couple of years that we never thought we'd see Nick Castle do one. We never thought we'd see John Carpenter do one. And we never thought we'd see Jamie Lee Curtis do one. And apparently that's about to come true. So, let's keep the names flowing, and hopefully we'll see a lot more people eventually doing their first convention. So stay tuned for more. If we hear eventually where it might be, we'll let you know. And if not, if you guys hear anything, let us know. So that's the big news, of course, is we will be seeing Jamie Lee at a convention in 2012. Again, thank you very much. It's probably rambled on too long. I can imagine how many cats on treadmill videos you could have watched instead of listening to me and Teresa go on and on. But again, thank you, Tim. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Will and Jess, for pretty much hanging with us this weekend. We had a blast. It meant a lot to us.
Yes, it did.
So, thank you, guys.
Bye.